What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Rangers Central, and big bounce back game. Big bounce back game. Mika Zibanejad, thank you for bouncing back tonight. Jacob Trouba, thank you for bouncing back tonight. Braden Schneider, thank you for bouncing back tonight. A lot of bounce back, improved performances for the Rangers tonight. It definitely got sloppy at points in this game. For the most part, way better of an effort tonight versus whatever the hell it was against Utah. That third period was near perfect. The only thing that you could really be upset about is that they didn't generate a lot offensively, but the way they played defensively, good stuff. And that's how I want it to be, especially for a team that has cup aspirations. I expect you to go into the third period and shut your opponent down. Would I like them down the road to start generating off of that? Yes, but for game 3 of the regular season, good. Handle business against a team that you should be beating. You should be beating the Detroit Red Wings. They are not anywhere near your caliber. You should be getting 2 points tonight regardless of the style, but even better when it is this sort of style. But before we jump into everything, please be sure to leave a like on the post game if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. But again, definitely an interesting game. One where I couldn't really pay attention to everything that happened in the first period, if I'm being transparent with you guys, because of the fact that I was distracted with the Mets. But from pretty much the middle of the first on, it had my full attention, this game. And all I could say is this. The way the fourth line performed tonight, I love Matt Rempe. I do. And I think everyone does like Matt Rempe. I don't think this is a thing where fans hate him. It's just that they hate how he's being utilized and they hate how he's not in Hartford. He needs to be in Hartford because the fourth line tonight played way better and generated way more without Matt Rempe in the lineup. That third line continues to be probably their best line. The top 6 we'll have a further discussion about with how they played tonight. But all things considered, you had a very solid night from a lot of individuals. One individual I did not really love the performance of was Victor Mancini. I can tell you that right now. I thought Victor Mancini looked like a rookie tonight. I thought he got exposed a good amount of times. But this was a tale of 2 games because you have the first period where the Rangers got basically nothing offensively, didn't allow much defensively, but basically got nothing offensively. You go to the second period, and I don't know what the hell happened with the defense, but it was pretty much copy and paste what we saw against Utah, where they couldn't defend the neutral zone. They were terrible in their own end, going out of position, not getting sticks in the lane, and they couldn't get the puck up the ice at all. And I audibly laughed, if I'm being honest with you guys, when Joe Micheletti said at one point during the game, he's like, yeah, the Rangers' strength is moving the puck out of their own end. I don't know what team you've been watching for the past few years, but sure. But either way, that's neither here nor there. The second period, Igor Shesterkin was under siege, and if he wants to prove to you, me, and anyone else that doubts him for getting that type of money, well, tonight he did very good in terms of living up to that status because there was so much slop in that second period. I mean, you had so many lazy efforts on the back check, and this is where I posed the question before the season, and I will continue to pose the question going forward until we see otherwise, because I have questions about this first, second line, the Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere line. My question about that line is, do you break them up with how they are defensively? Because defensively, they are honestly a nightmare. A lot of Detroit's high danger chances came because those guys were out on the ice not playing good. But then you have the other side of it where they're driving the play offensively, and you have Vinny Trocheck making a great play defensively in the third period, leading a rush opportunity where Panarin could have scored. But again, it's really tough because that's the line that drives the most offense. But holy crap, defensively, they are a liability. And I love Lafreniere, and he is clearly taking a step forward, but man, in the defensive zone, is it ugly sometimes. And then obviously Artemi Panarin too. We've known for a while now defensively that he is not the sharpest. But to his credit, there was one good play he made defensively at one point in this game. But either way, in terms of the goals that happened in this game, that line got the goal. That Trocheck line got the goal as they got things started. There was a great pass in the neutral zone from Jones going up the ice, Panarin, and then Lafreniere goes 5-hole. I originally thought he sniped it. I was watching on my iPad at the time, and the freaking service was so spotty that I didn't see where that puck went, but I initially thought he sniped it top corner. I'm like, damn, but it ended up being a 5-hole goal. Either way, he scored, and I'm happy about it because Lafreniere clearly taking strides, and I thought the Rangers were fine defensively until they weren't at the end of the period because Kane was just all over them that shift. Patrick Kane was all over them, generating that entire thing. You have Victor Mancini puck watching. I mean, everyone pretty much puck watching, and that line was on for the goal. And then Dylan Larkin's left wide open in the slot because everyone's puck watching to bury the puck and tie the game at 1. But again, outside of that last shift, I thought defensively they were fine. You could have asked for them again to generate more offensively. I thought that they were terrible at moving the puck up the ice, quite frankly. And I think that there is something to be said in general with this team, despite the win tonight, that I want to see them have better puck support because there were so many times I'm shouting at the TV, where's the puck support? Where's the puck support? Whether it's in the defensive end, whether it's in on the forecheck, whether it's in the neutral zone carrying the puck up the ice. There were so many times I was left questioning myself and questioning why the hell is there no puck support? But either way, the second period is where it got ugly. I mean, I have a plethora of I just have a plethora of things that happened in that period that were just terrible because you have Mika Zibanejad off of a puck. Keandre Miller with a horrible step up taken away by Patrick Kane. They come the other way. Kreider on the back check has to take a hooking penalty. Then the Rangers on that penalty kill allowed 7 shots on goal, and Igor had to make an unbelievable save on DeBrincat, which he sold a bit, but he had to make a huge save on Alex DeBrincat there, and it was like 2 consecutive saves there. They had a shorthanded rush. Schneider did, fired wide on it, and then Sherratt took a penalty, and I'm like, all right, respond and get a goal, but unfortunately that did not happen. The power play looked horrendous there. After the penalty, though, I thought Riley Smith had a golden opportunity on a platter to score. Didn't do that. Brodzinski then takes a hooking penalty. The penalty kill was better there. And then this is where things got ugly. It was really ugly as the period progressed. You have Mancini, just an awful shift for him. He gifts the puck up, and then there was a wide open net for, I forgot who it was on Detroit. Thankfully missed it. You have Keandre Miller going out of position, and Igor has to make a big stop. And Raymond had a chance in the slot. Igor had to make a big save there. I don't know where the hell I don't know where the hell Kreider was on the back check there. You have Mott just going coast to coast on them, getting an opportunity there. But they realistically only had a couple good shifts in general, that line. And then they got a power play, and of course, off the draw, Mika fires it, Kreider deflects it, poetry. And that ends, that's pretty much all she wrote for that period. They were up 2-1, but holy crap was it ugly between the sloppy passes, between the lazy back-checking efforts, between not getting through the neutral zone, between letting them fly through the neutral zone easily. Like I said, it was pretty much everything we saw in that Utah game. And then I don't know what Phil Housley said during the intermission, because John Giannone was talking about after the intermission, saying that going into the period that Phil Housley like really emphasized that they need to be way better in their own end because of how terrible they were. And I mean, yeah, that's like kind of no shit, considering they should have got pummeled in that second period. But I don't know what he said, but it worked. God bless, but it worked because they were so much better in that third period. All of a sudden, I'm watching Jacob Trouba body guys in board battles. All of a sudden, I'm watching Victor Mancini play better hockey, winning some puck battles, and I'm watching them play better defensively. And then it ends up leading to this team end up getting goals off of a draw again. You have Mika Zibanejad to Riley Smith, who snipes it for a beautiful goal. And then Mika ends up getting the empty net goal, which, again, He rebounded well. I thought in the third period there was like one sloppy play he had where he coughed the puck up in the neutral zone. He got a penalty. You could argue if it was a garbage call or not because Raymond was kind of falling either way. But outside of that, I thought Mika had a better game, at least offensively tonight. I thought defensively as a unit, this team was just not great at all. There's really no one defensively I could say was great tonight. Fox and Miller maybe were the most consistent defensively, but outside of that, you really didn't get a lot. And maybe the fourth line when they were out there because they were fine. But again, outside of that, it was definitely sloppy a lot of that second period. And they were lucky to be out of that second period with the lead. And it gave them an opportunity to adjust, settle in, and lock in the third period and get the job done, shut them down, and win a hockey game. Win a hockey game, grab 2 points, and a crucial 2 points as they improve to, 2-0-1, right? So, nice response there. And you got to do it again because you play a home and home virtually somewhat. I don't know if you want to call it a home and home because usually home and homes are back-to-back days, and this is a day off, and then they play in Detroit. Either way, they get an opportunity to reset here and potentially go into Detroit and do it all over again. And I'm excited for that. Even though I will not be able to cover the game live. I want that to be warned that I don't know how I'm going to navigate that one since it's an 8 o'clock Met game, which is just rough compared to the 5 o'clock where at least I was able to watch the game after and then go live. I'm going to be at the Met game for game 3. So I'm probably just going to have to watch the game on MSG Go another time, probably the next day. So you might not get the post game until the next day, and I apologize for that in advance, but the championship series right now is my priorities, and I'm sorry about that, but it's the truth. But either way, again, great to get the 2 points tonight. And again, the adjustment that they had after the second period was huge. It was huge. They played so much better after that period, and that's what you want to see from this team going forward. Well, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Like I said, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, turn on your notifications, and let's see what you guys are saying. Let's go Rangers. What's going on? Lots of good and bad in this one. I agree. Great win. Let's go Rangers, Chris. Typical Rangers win. Nothing new. Yeah, sloppy, but got it done. Igor saving the day. Thoughts on the Devils? They look great right now, and I hate it. Great third period. We were just waving sticks in the second period. Yeah, they were terrible in the second period. They were getting exposed a lot for their terrible stick checking attempts. Great performance by Igor. Saved their asses in that second period. Yeah. Our defense is shit right now. Pretty much, yeah. Third period defense needs to be more consistent. They were getting pucks out of the zone quickly and breaking up plays in the slot. Yeah. And that's what you want to see from them going forward. And I'd like for them, and this was my gripe with it last season because this is what I hate. I feel like I'm on loop right now with this team. The thing that I want to see them do going forward with their quality defense when they decide to play it, I want to see them turn it into good offense because there are so many times where they'll play great defensively, but then you look at the high danger chances they get and it's like 1 or 2. Generate that into quality offense because that's where the good teams, or that's what the good teams do is what I mean to say. Like the Florida Panthers, that's the team that killed you last year. How they moved the puck out of their own end quickly and turned it into offense, whether it was getting it on the forecheck and getting sustained pressure or creating odd man rushes and catching your defenseman flat-footed in the neutral zone, getting those rushes and scoring goals that way. The Rangers have to find a way to take a page out of their book and do that and exploit other defenses in that regard. But I get it's easier said than done, but I feel like I'm on loop with that, and I feel like they need to find a way. They need to find a way to do that. Team needs to be more consistent on and off. Yeah. New York Mets indeed. Been distracted with the Yankees tonight. Yeah, baseball taking over right now. Not a good night for a Ranger game with how many other sporting events are going on, and that's why I don't expect to get a lot of viewers. Like, we're at 89 right now, which is relatively low considering I'm going live right after the game. Glad to see Mika shooting the puck more tonight, even if he missed a ton. I'll take the attempts as a starter. Yeah, it's the little things, right? Igor kept them alive in the second, but overall, sharp improvement from Utah. Please keep it now. I agree, especially that third period. They have to build off of that. Mika always looks so sad. Be happy, Mika. I don't doubt him. Asking for that money. He deserves it. Panarin is terrible on the back check. It showed against Utah. Yeah. It's a trade-off. Have to keep them together. Laffy gets lost in the D zone. Yeah, he looks lost and lackadaisical, which does suck. It sucks. Love what I'm seeing from Cooley. He plays hard and wins most of the board battles. Yeah, Will Cooley's having a very good year, and that's a guy that I'm glad is starting to rebound, because Will Cooley last year really struggled on the back end, and you could tell that, you know, rookie fatigue. He was hitting a rookie wall. I think that's the better way to phrase it. He was hitting a rookie wall last year, to where you were starting to see him play less physical, and he was looking less consistent. Now, all of a sudden, you're starting to see what we saw from him in the first half last year, and hopefully that can keep going for a full season now. Igor played much better tonight. Mika finally got his first goal. I'll take the empty netter all together. The Rangers played much better. Riley Smith got his first goal, telling you he's going to be good. We'll see about that going forward, but yeah, good goal from Riley Smith. Too many lazy backhand passes in the D zone. You're not wrong. Does Rempe go down when VC returns? I think he does. I guess Johnny sits when that happens. It's a good question, a fair question. Yeah, you have to. You have to send Rempe down when VC comes back. If you're going to play Rempe 3 to 4 minutes a night when he's in the lineup, he shouldn't be up here. Let him get his minutes in Hartford. And I know that he's a fan favorite, and I know a lot of fans aren't going to want to hear it, but let him polish his game down in Hartford, because he can't be in the lineup. And I love Matt Rempe, but the fourth line looks better when he's not in the lineup. And it's just the truth. The last part is a more interesting question of who sits when he comes back. I don't know, because I thought Brodzinski played actually a solid game for the most part tonight. So it is going to be interesting, but maybe it is him. Maybe it is Brodzinski. What's going on? Puck Rock, sorry. I don't know why I forgot for a second. That's bad on me. I apologize for that. But makes a bad dad. Looks like he hired a babysitter tonight. Yeah, he looked better tonight. I didn't like Riley Smith's play in the last game. I thought he was pretty rough, honestly, in Utah against Utah. But I think the first game he was good, and this game he was good. So for your Mets, I'm rooting for a Subway Series. I appreciate that. And if I'm being completely transparent, I can't say the same, and only because of the fact that if the Mets go to the World Series, I want Citi Field to not be invaded by Yankee fans. It's no offense to the Yankees or any of your fans. It's mostly that. It's nothing personal, I promise. It's more the fact that I don't want the building to be taken over there. But what are you guys saying in the chat? I don't know about you, but I'm extremely bullish on Cooley, Mancini. The youth this team is contributing. I thought Mancini had a rough night tonight. I think he looked more like a rookie tonight, but there were plays that he made that were great. Like, I thought the second period was terrible for him, but he rebounded well in the third period. Like, there was a very late play he made to make up for some of the garbage earlier that helped prevent what could have been a very quality opportunity for Detroit. So he had his moments, and there was the thing that he was puck watching on that goal that happened, but for the most part, I mean, he's been fine. He's been fine, but the thing that is interesting is when Ryan Lindgren comes back, I do wonder what's going to happen there with Victor Mancini. The Red Wings coach, I'm just seeing this now, on Igor Shesterkin, he's special. I can see why he turned down the $88 million. Good agent. Interesting. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know how to feel about that one. Yank's still playing too. Yeah, that's why I don't think I'm going to get a lot of viewers right now. Especially because I'm looking over right now on the MLB website. It's getting a little hectic right now. Luke Weaver coming in, who's been a dog for them. Let's see if that continues, because first and third with one out right now for the Cleveland Guardians. Things could get pretty ugly, but let's see. Feels personal. It's not meant to be personal. I apologize for that. When it comes to the Mets, Dave Roberts is another reason for optimism, considering how he historically chokes in big games. Yeah, I mean, some of the managerial decisions he made tonight or this afternoon were questionable. Having a great night for the Mets. Kind of same for the Rangers, but they need to be playing much better defensively. Thank God Igor was a brick wall tonight, but still not okay. I agree with you, Kaylee. I agree with that entirely. Again, I thought the third period they played better defensively, but yeah, it's got to be better more consistently. That's for sure. That is for sure. He looks like Gru from Despicable Me. That's what always comes to mind. Lafreniere has become a star right before our eyes. Gallant tried to ruin him. Yeah. It was just playing him on the fourth line was completely and utterly stupid. I'm sorry that I'm getting sidetracked. J-Ram's up to the plate with first and third right now, and it's kind of distracting me because this could be a big moment. If anyone's going to hit a home run here, it would be J-Ram, but it would be smart to pitch around him probably, because I don't know who's on deck, but I feel like Lane Thomas is probably your better get there. Sorry for young players like Etcham, Cooley, and Laugh, but need more forecheck from Brett and Mika. That's the thing. The veterans got to be better in that regard, and a lot more so on the back check. In play for outs for J-Ram there. But yeah, more so on the back check, especially with Panarin, because that entire line, again, has just been completely and utterly terrible in their own end. And I know that it's the trade-off you take for what they put up offensively, that line, but at the same time, there needs to be at least somewhat of an effort from guys like Lafreniere and Panarin on the back check. Personally, I'd like to see Lindgren back in because we're missing aggression from the D. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. I think that the way that I was very upset when they re-signed Ryan Lindgren, honestly. I've been very against that because he's a guy that just does not move the puck well. And he's a guy that is freaking terrible with his foot speed. But because I don't know who he replaces right now either. That's the thing. I really don't know who he could replace, because Mancini, I mean, again, I know he was a little bit rough tonight, but I still like his play. I've liked his play enough to the point where I'd keep him in, and you're not taking any of these other guys out. So I don't know where he slots in. Carson, what's going on? Didn't see any of the game, but I see the laugh point per game agenda is still alive and well. Yes, it is. And pretty good goal for him. And it's amazing how he's doing this without any power play time. And you would think it would be smart to give him the power play opportunity, but why would we ever do that? Why would we do that? It's just stupid. It's just stupid that he was playing on the fourth line at times with, I mean, that first year he's playing with like Brett Howden and Brendan Lemieux at times. Lisa Laugh has arrived. Yeah, he has. That's what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying. One surprise when they pay Laugh, he gets power play one time. That's what I was saying, and I don't love if that's what they're doing, to where they're trying to bring down the contract, and that's why they're not playing Lafreniere on the power play. I think that's complete and utterly stupid, selfish, and you're just minimizing your talent there. But again, I don't know also who he takes off. I don't know who they take off, because they're not gonna, like, who are they gonna take off that power play unit? To me, I have two guys that I would be fine if it's Meeker. I'd be fine still if it was. And I get that they produced tonight, but I'd be fine if it was Trocheck even. But I don't know if they're going to go through with it ever. That's the thing too. Trouba playing with Jones is gonna freaking just hurt Jones' play entirely, because he finally has a guy that plays sound defensively with him, and then they're going to ruin it by putting Jacob Trouba with him. See, if we lived in an ideal world, that's what would happen. Jacob Trouba would get out of the lineup when Ryan Lindgren comes back, but unfortunately we can't have it our way, and we can't have it the way that makes sense. Because he wears a C, he's got to play. So, unfortunately, we can't have it our way, and it's going to just be what it is, and they're probably just going to take Mancini out, honestly. Lindgren was a casualty that needed to be at least made, and for some reason, they don't want to give the reins to anyone aside Fox. Yeah, and how many times has Rangers Twitter screamed for Fox and Miller to play together, and it's working? How many times have we been screaming for that? I think every single Ranger fan has screamed for that, and it's working. Crazy. I still wouldn't mind, too, if they flipped Lindgren, which I don't know if they will, because they're best buddies, but I still wouldn't mind if they flipped Ryan Lindgren to get a bona fide left shot D-man to play aside Fox, because I was talking in a group chat earlier on Twitter, and I think the trade that they need to find their Mattias Ekholm trade, because look at what that trade did for the Edmonton Oilers, and I know they didn't win the cup, but look at how much better their blue line has been with having Bouchard, and then you actually have Ekholm there, where before it was Bouchard and then a huge fall off. And it's no disrespect to Miller, who I think is still going to develop into a good defenseman in his own right, but there is a very wide margin between Fox and Keandre Miller for who the second best defenseman is. If there's a way, I don't think it's going to happen, but if Calgary really blows everything up, I would love if they could find a way to get a guy like Rasmus Andersson on this blue line. And I know he's a right shot defenseman. I think he could play the left, but I would love if they found a way to get a guy like him, because then I can't fucking talk tonight, because then all of a sudden this blue line becomes a lot deeper. But yeah, there is that comparable there to where you move Lindgren, you move a prospect, you move a first, like Tyson Barrie was moved with a draft pick to get Mattias Ekholm. But who that guy is, I don't know. If it could be Rasmus Andersson, I would go absolutely insane, but I don't know if that's in Chris Drury's repertoire for acquiring a player of that talent, because we won't go down that rabbit hole tonight. Take off Mika. Trocheck wins face-off. Kreider, net front. Fox, quarterback. Bread being bread. I agree with that. I wouldn't mind if it's Mika. I like Lindgren, but he gets hurt a lot and can't move the puck well. But the Rangers need to get rid of Trouba and Miller. We need better defense. I don't agree with Keandre Miller entirely. I'm not there yet, at least, because with Miller, I'm at a point where I need to see... He needs to start being more consistent. I can tell you that, because if you're going to be getting north of $5.5 million, I should say, you're going to need to be more consistent than you are. That's just the truth. Otherwise, he could be a guy that has to be moved. Jacob Trouba, though, that's a no-brainer that he has to be moved. It's a no-brainer. I was legit mad when they sent out PowerPoint 2 with 5 seconds left. 20% is not good enough, in my opinion. Lavia letdown needs to even them up. Unfortunately, we know that's never going to happen. Who should the Rangers get at the deadline? I can't answer that question right now outside of, again, if a guy like Rasmus Andersson's available, I would do mean things for him to be a Ranger, but I'll answer that closer to the deadline. We're 3 games in. But again, like I said in the last post game, if you were to ask me right now, I would say they have to target a quality defenseman, because right now the drop off is too significant from Fox to the next best guy. Apparently, every young defenseman has to suffer with Trouba before they give them a legitimate chance. Feel bad for Mancini. That kid doesn't stand a chance with that moron still employed. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, he's not even going to play. That's what's annoying. Like, Jacob Trouba's going to be playing over Mancini when it's clear as day who should be playing, but we know how this is going to go. Yes, Captain Picasso. It sucks too, though, with the defense, because if Jacob Trouba wasn't, I'll be nice. I'll be nicer. If Jacob Trouba went on LTIR at the deadline last year, you know who would have been the perfect ad at the deadline? Noah Hannafin, because holy crap, would he have been the perfect fit for this team last year, and he signed a relatively friendly deal. Can you imagine this blue line with Noah Hannafin right now instead of Ryan Lindgren? Would be nice. Mika definitely played better tonight, but at this point, I feel like it's a false hope with him. I think that's fair to say that I don't think we're ever going to get the Mika Zibanejad of 2019, 2020, and it's a shame. But this is just what it is, unfortunately. This is just what it is. But he did play better tonight. Should they still look for a right-wing one? If you were to ask me right now, I think their bigger priority has to be a defenseman. That's my opinion, but again, that conversation could be changed by December or November, because that's just the way things go with the Rangers. You have to at least wait until November or December until they switch things up with the right wingers, because we know how this goes. We're on an infinite loop cycle at this point, it feels like. Trouba not even throwing the big hits. Yeah, it's just stupid. Smith played good today, I thought. I agree with that. The refusal to go on LTIR, I just fucking can't with that guy. He makes me sick. The Jeff McNeil of the Rangers for me. Honestly, it's worse. It's honestly worse. At least the Mets are actively sitting McNeil and giving him less playing time right now. At least they're not playing the guy right now. And maybe I shouldn't jinx it and speak too soon, because for all I know, he'll be in the freaking lineup next for Game 3. But Jacob Trouba just does not go away. And it's so annoying. What are my thoughts on Carrick so far? I think he's been okay. Second free agent off the board caliber? Fuck no still. Especially when I'm watching guys like Stefan Nason, who I really wanted badly for this bottom six, thrive. When I'm seeing guys like Craig Smith thrive. But he's been fine. It's not like it's been terrible. But it's been fine. Yeah, I saw the commercial. What needs to happen is Mancini, when he is inevitably sent down to Hartford, the only way he could get over Trouba is if he forced his way out of Hartford. I don't know if that's even possible, because look at how much Brett Berard tried to push his way onto the roster last year, and he never got a look. I think Carrick is another Benino or Pitlick. I mean, he's better than those guys, but not by a wide margin. You're a Yankee fan, what happened with McNeil? He's fucking terrible. He's fucking terrible. That's what it is. An automatic out, because I absolutely loved yesterday. Nothing made me happier than watching Jeff McNeil come back into action yesterday after the guy in front of him draws a walk and then he swings first pitch. Did I miss that? Oh, did I miss that? And this, yes. Makes me sick to think what this team could have been with trading Truba, man. Yeah, isn't it just fascinating to think about that? Or if he went on LTIR last year, if they could have been hoisting the cup last year. If he just went on LTIR, maybe. But we'll never know. And they will never let him go on LTIR. Favorite MLB stadium outside of Citi Field? Hard to say when I've been to 3 stadiums in my life. I've been to Citi Field, Yankee Stadium, and Angel Stadium. I like Angel Stadium more than Yankee Stadium, so I guess by default it's that, but I haven't been to enough to where I could really say anything. I mean, I want to go to more stadiums. I want to go to PNC Park on cue. Yeah, I want to go to PNC Park. That's probably one on my bucket list. Even though I don't really want to actively go to Pittsburgh, really. Kind of have a target on my back there. Trouba refused to leave, yeah. Will I go to NHL arenas in Tampa or Sunrise? Yeah, I do want to go to both of those because I do go to Florida often, so I really have I don't have an excuse for why I haven't been to either arena, but I've been to 4 NHL arenas so far in my life, but I want to go to more for sure as well. There are 3 D-men. They should go. Provorov, Anderson, Theodore. I'm with you on Anderson, Theodore. Provorov, no. Provorov's not that great. And I'm sure that would also cause a lot of controversy within the fan base for multiple reasons. I mean, this fan base had a hard time welcoming Patrick Kane, and I don't think they would welcome Provorov. So I'm surprised Patrick Kane didn't get booed heavily tonight. That kind of surprised me, honestly. And it must have pissed a lot of fans off that Sam and Joe were going crazy talking about him. Where do I think the Rangers finish in the Metro? First or second? It's either them or the Devils. No clue, though. I have 0 clue. It's either them or the Devils. Heal didn't play his best tonight, I feel. Gave the puck away a lot. Yeah, I think Hedl had his worst game thus far since coming back between the preseason and the regular season thus far, but it wasn't terrible. But again, it's going to be hard for him to ever be the same player because it's just hard to play it's hard to play the brand of hockey you need to when you've suffered that many concussions. It's just the reality of it, unfortunately. Kane is toast. I thought he looked good tonight for Detroit, but fans don't want to hear that tonight. I get it. I know nobody wants to hear that tonight, but I thought he was fine tonight. We were so close to cashing in on that bet. Tarasenko, you let me down, man. I think we need a Tarasenko point. Maybe Patrick Kane needed one more shot. If you guys are following me on Twitter, I had the parlay going. Yeah, we were close. And this is the thing, like that's what angers me the most when people are still playing this revisionist history and saying they should have got Ivan Barbashev at that deadline. Ivan Barbashev was not saving the fact that Mika Zibanejad and Artemi Panarin absolutely shit the bed in the playoffs. They had like 2 points combined. It wasn't saving Adam Fox from playing terrible after the first like 2-3 games. And then it most of all was not saving the fact that Gerard Gallant was just a complete dope behind the bench and had no idea what the fuck he was doing. I'm more inclined to blame those guys versus the deadline acquisitions because it's not a fucking coincidence that Nico Mikkola goes on to Florida and wins the Stanley Cup the next year. It's not a coincidence that Vladimir Tarasenko the next year wins a cup, which he didn't play that big of a factor, but that's neither here nor there. And it's not a coincidence that Patrick Kane was nearly a point per game last year with Detroit. Like, I don't know. I'm more inclined to blame Gerard Gallant's stupidity for that not working out. The hype on New Jersey is a little overblown. I don't know. They've looked good in their games so far. I don't know if it's that. You sure Provorov is very good in the playoffs? He has grit, block shots, and throws hits. To me, I care more about a guy that can move the puck because we saw how much that killed them last year, not being able to move the puck up the ice. And this too, holy fuck, that one screenshot, do I have it saved on StreamYard, where Patrick Kane was left wide open and Jacob Trouba's dumbass just doesn't give it to him because it's a free tap in, and if that got tapped in, the Rangers win that series. Who knows how far they go, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Devils just shut out Utah today. Yeah. The Devils look good right now. I know nobody wants to hear it. I'm sure someone's going to say, stop glazing the Devils. It's not glazed. They actually look fucking good right now, and it's a problem. It sucks. Islanders up 4-1 right now. Georgiev sucks. Georgiev actually blows. That I don't know about the other goals he allowed, but the guy's already getting booed by his own fan base. I'll say it. Don't want Provorov. Fuck that guy. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think people wouldn't welcome him either because of the whole thing that happened with him. Which, yeah, I think that's part of it. New Jersey's a good team, no doubt. Yeah, I think that's the team that they're going to compete with for the division all year because no knock to Carolina, but I don't view them as highly as I have before. And Washington, I don't know if what they did last year is sustainable. Philly's kind of like, I don't know what they are. I don't know what the Islanders are. Pittsburgh is a weird team right now in their own right. And I just think it's going to come down to those two teams. That's just my opinion. And that's the thing that sucks. They blew a 2-0 series lead. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Well, congrats to the Yankees who just freaking won because Austin Hedges is at the plate, and I can tell you right now that that is a free out. So, congrats to the Yankee fans in the chat. People don't like Provorov because there a couple years ago, or was it last year, he didn't wear the Pride jersey in warm-ups, and he also had some controversial statements on the fact. So take that for what you will. I'm not going to speak on that. You could have your own opinion. I'm not. I don't want to get into any of that. Trouba costing us 3 years in a row from so many aspects just makes me lose hope regarding this team until he's out of New York. Gordon will never see the pearly gates. Yeah, that's the thing. They could have, if he went on LTIR last year even, and they just got more reinforcements, they maybe could have won despite his dog shit. So, who the hell knows? But, yeah, he's single-handedly costing them year in and year out. And that's what pisses me off. But I am going to wrap things up here. We're about 45 minutes in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching as the Yankees just won on cue. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you guys are new. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel next. And I'll see you guys in the next one.